It's just different.
It's different. I know I'm whipping different. It's different. I know I'm whipping different. It's different. I know I'm whipping different. It's different. I know I'm whipping different. Whipping like Ramsey, whipping like Gordon. Nigga, I'm nasty. Nigga, I'm Jordan. Especially when I'm mic recording.
Triple E, Dallas, Texas. We are live once again here in A-List Studios, and it is the All Pressure Podcast. Thank y'all so much for coming to join us today. It is episode 3. Do you hear me? And today we saying keep it sentimental. Okay?
Yeah.
Keep it sentimental. We're gonna focus on that mental aspect of this life, love, and just everything, man. Okay, when it comes to the black experience. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get it rolling, get it strolling. I know that you guys know my humble cast, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, we got Dougie Blast over here.
Come on, man. Dougie Blast, y'all already know, man. Hey, we appreciate the subscribers, the viewers, man. Y'all make sure y'all keep on clicking them videos on YouTube, man. Run them views up for us, bro. We appreciate the love and support, you know what I'm saying, in Dallas, outside of Dallas, man. Keep showing love. You know, we bringing that pressure every week, man.
What, Corey Cherry Jr.?
Yes, sir. Corey Cherry, the comedian, man. Hey, like I said, man, appreciate all the love, the subscribers, and continue to do it, man. Continue to support.
Yes, sir.
Last but certainly not least, we got KB.
Let's go ahead and clap it up. Last but not least, KB. We appreciate the love, the support, man. The likes, subscribe. Make sure y'all keep fucking with us. Tune in. We're gonna keep bringing y'all interesting content. Keep entertaining y'all. So yeah, fuck with us. Follow me on Instagram, Dream Chaser KB.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to give y'all a brief little bio, you know.
Yeah.
And so I know you guys see the vibrancy in the room. I know y'all see a little bit of a difference in the room, okay?
Yeah.
We have Bria, Charlize, aka Billionaire B, aka
How you
doing today?
I'm great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. You excited to be in the building?
Yes, I'm excited to be in the presence of all y'all. I'm adding a little color.
Yeah.
On the black, pop out a little pink.
You know what I'm saying? If you guys didn't know, okay, we here at the All Pressure Podcast have never had a female guest. Okay, so this is our inaugural female guest, and it's also Women's History Month. So
Talk about it.
And so we got Billionaire Bria here today. Okay. She just wrote her book, Billionaire Faith. Okay, so we're gonna get into the book, but first we're gonna get into just who you are, what you do. Okay, so off top, okay, you're a designer. Okay, you're an entrepreneur. You're a visionary. You're a creative. Okay, so whenever we go to that basis of design, who is your favorite designer and why?
Yes, so I guess since it's International Women's Month, I would definitely say Maxie J. She is based out of LA, and I would say Maxie J and Milano for Milano Di Rouge. I don't know if y'all heard of that brand.
I don't know any of them.
I'm listening.
I actually wanted to utilize or mention those ladies because they are small businesses such as myself, and they are black owned. I think oftentimes we always hear like Alexander McQueen or Daphne Dan, and those are great because I really love them and everything that they do. But I wanted to spread light on other women, and Milano, she's based out of Philly. So she has a streetwear brand, unisex, and it merges streetwear with luxury. And then Maxie J is based out of LA, and she does a lot of luxury dresses. So if you want to have a nice day night, a lot of people get her dressed for special occasion. But not only with their designs and their creativity, but just their upbringing, just really getting it out the mud. You know, I really just respect they hustle and they grind, and Milano, I really think she is my big sister.
Yeah.
So it's just everything that she does, I'm really inspired by her moves and just how she carries herself as a woman, not even just a black woman, but just as a woman, and just being so selfless and putting other black women like myself on, and of course they're older, they're in their 30s, so with me being in my late 20s, I'm okay, I'm right behind y'all. They don't know I exist yet.
Yeah,
but they gonna know soon. So I have to shout them out. I definitely love what they do, so check them out.
All right.
So 100%, we gotta go ahead and just get them honor, bro. We gotta take a shot for them.
We're taking
We gotta take a shot for them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, for the queens.
Oh man. Okay, and so now we're talking. We say manifestation. You're talking next level. How do you draw that inspiration? You know, just for your designs, for your creativity, for just your direction in general.
Right. So I would definitely say my inspiration comes from everyday life. I people watch. I'm big on traveling. A lot of my inspiration comes from music. I'm a true Southern belle, so I'm a daddy's girl, and like music, like I grew up on like Southern rap, so like Zero, UGK, like all of them, 8 MJG. So just like listen to that, I get like that inspiration. Like of course, like I love like my Beyonce and you know stuff like that when I want to feel, when I'm feeling myself, you know, feeling like sexy and empowered. But sometimes I got to take it back to my roots, and that's where I get my inspiration from. Like current events and just different things like that. So I think my inspiration comes from however I'm feeling at the time. Pretty sure you can relate as a creative, you know. So however I'm feeling, and I kind of go off that, and then I just put my own little touch to
Make it happen.
So I heard you say about Zero, and they kind of get you inspired and stuff like that. And I know that you do have a men's line and things of that sort. So what particularly made you gear towards like, you know, styling or designing for men in general? How does that benefit you as being a woman?
Right. I would definitely say, like I said, I'm a true daddy's girl. Before I lost my dad back in 2008, because he was killed due to gun violence. I was a true daddy's girl. Like everywhere he had, I'm right by him. So my dad was really big into like fashion and just like all that type of stuff. So I watched him, and then growing up, I was like the baby girl on both sides of my family. So like I was always surrounded by guys, you know. And then on top of that, like I remember. Like I remember I'll be in Blockbuster. This is how you know that's a throwback for real. I'll be in Blockbuster. We be getting our movies or like games and stuff like that. And I used to ask my mom and daddy like, can I get that magazine? Like, can I get Word Up magazine, or can I get the Teen Vogue magazine? And I would always just really be intrigued by like how the guys was dressing, or you know, like watching Rap City, The Basement, you know, all that type of stuff growing up. Like, that's real throwbacks, you know? So, watching that stuff after school, I'm like, ooh, I like how he got to play. You know, like, I've always been really, really, really creative and, like, very detail-oriented, even as a little girl. Like, in school, I got pink gel pens. Like,
hey, pop your hey, if you gonna pop your shit, you can pop it on
I wasn't even the type of student to get in trouble. That was more so, like, my brother. But like they'll be like, you need to have blue and black pens, and you already know who was Bria's type because I got this pink, purple gel pens. Like I just always did my own thing, but it was never in a disrespectful way. That's just how my self-expression, you know. Like I'm like, just do my own little thing or whatever. So
I can't use gel pens, bro, because I'm left-handed. So like, if I use a gel pen, it drags across and it just smears.
Because it bleeds, right?
I can't. I'm not a friend with chalkboards. 3-ring binders, really none of that shit. So
out of school supplies.
Shout out to the left-handed people out there.
No, really.
I never even brought a backpack, so.
Really.
So Bria, I got a question.
I got an answer.
When I say serial entrepreneur, what does that mean? What does that mean exactly? I heard of something that's synonymous with you, so I just wanted to see what does that mean to you exactly?
Yes, like okay, so I say a serial entrepreneur because I feel like I do a lot, but everything aligns. So, kind of what I was saying, like before, I brand myself as a wardrobe architect. So, let's do a little quiz. When you think of wardrobe architect, what do you think?
I think of you building someone's wardrobe.
Okay.
So,
I think we should take a little drink today.
Wardrobe architect. Learn something new today. That's lit. I like that.
So wardrobe architect, like I'm very big on relationship building, just as a business owner, entrepreneur, and that's just genuinely me. So building those relationships, and then of course that just tied into the fashion part, which is wardrobe. And I kind of honestly feel like that made me stand out because everybody say I'm a stylist, and after a while you're like, okay, girl. Everybody has stylists on your Instagram profile, but I'm really true to this. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
Let me pop it real quick.
Hey, if you gonna pop it, you can pop it on the Ep.3.
International Women's Month. Let me pop my
Please, thank you.
Look. So yeah, so with me being a wardrobe architect, my first love was actually menswear design. So that's what I started off doing, was Foreign Closet, fresh out of undergrad, back in 2016. And then also I put the serial entrepreneur because I'm very big on giving back. So with that, I started my foundation back in June of 2019. It's called the Charles E. Whitaker Jr. Foundation, which is in honor of my dad. And he was a Dallas firefighter and a paramedic who was killed due to gun violence and police brutality. So with that, I focus on gun violence awareness because I'm pretty sure all of us in this room can relate in some type of way. And when you think of gun violence, it's not always just homicide. It's suicide. It's domestic violence. And I've lost people in all three: homicide, suicide, and domestic violence. So gun violence is something that's very important to me. The second pillar is youth mentorship. I'm very big on youth mentorship and just giving back to the youth because they're our future. And then I just remember growing up, I never seen, like, when I was in school, we had career fairs. I never seen no one that looked like me. And if she did, she wasn't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't like me. And then on top of that, like, those women or those black men, it just seemed so far-fetched. Like, they was, like, not knocking age or anything. They was, like, 50, 60 plus, and here I am in high school. I'm like, I gotta be this old? I mean, not like that. I gotta be this older, I guess, to accomplish my dreams. So now I'm very big in going back into my community, going to Dallas ISD, showing these girls, like, I'm not that much older than you. So if I can do it, you definitely can do it, you know? So that, and then the mental health part ties into it as well, because mental health is really key for men and women.
Definitely. So when you say mental health, I know being an entrepreneur, there's so many things that goes involved with just being, you know, because so many people want to label you as one thing. So how do you balance off doing so many different things at one time?
Right. This is something that I'm honestly still learning, is balance. But something that has been helping me is therapy. Knowing when to say no, just knowing I just can't do it. You know, like, just taking that time to rest and to regroup, because if I'm not good for myself, I can't be good for everybody else. So I learned it in therapy, you know, good healthy mechanisms, you know. So therapy, just really saying no and really just taking a step back and just really being honest with myself on what I can do. Like, because I do a lot, but like I said, everything aligns, and I try to make sure I'm marketing that effortlessly so it makes sense. But sometimes if it's not making sense, it's okay to say, like, okay, well, I have so many ideas going in my head as a creative. I know some of y'all can probably relate. You're like, I want to do this, but okay, Bria, take a step back, because maybe this ain't the time for this yet. This may be for later. You know, like, you still got time to make stuff happen. And I think sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. We need to do this every time we get a good idea, but just because it's a good idea doesn't mean you're supposed to execute it right then.
You gotta have my head.
Hey, what?
Look, my friends, they call me Sarah Jakes Jr. Don't make me start, because I'll start preaching.
Bro, you were saying some crazy things inside that, and it literally is leading us to what we're talking about. So, you know, you talk about writing things down. You talk about giving back to the next generation. You know, you talk about pouring into people. And then we have this wonderful billionaire faith book, you know, literally a book full of affirmations, a book full of self-evaluation, you know, and I was fortunate to, you know, peruse through this, you know, before the show, and it's just, this is amazing. If y'all haven't got this yet, where can they find this?
Yes, so it's on my website, IamBriaCharlize.com, and it's on its way to Barnes & Noble and all the other ones, so hey, don't count your girl out, and Amazon out here, you know, we working on it, so yeah.
And I think this is something, so I think this is something that's just pivotal. You know, I think this is something that's pivotal what we got going on, just because, you know, it does provide you that outlet. A lot of people don't know where to turn whenever they're feeling, you know, depression, or they're feeling anxiety, or they're feeling anything but themselves. And so now you're providing something where you can think, what am I feeling? What do I need to feel? You know, and how can I pour into myself? How can I pour into my community? And you're asking the right questions. And it's like you're asking the people those same questions, you know, and it's like that accountability. So I love what you're doing. What made you want to write it, though? Like, what made you want to write this?
This is really a great question, because I feel like I'm real spiritual, so I feel like God had been telling me to do it, but I feel like I was being disobedient because I didn't really know how to do it where people could be receptive to it. And I was just like, okay, Bria, you can't sit here. Like, one thing God not gonna do, He not gonna bless who you pretending to be. So you really you really gotta show up and really be you. You know, like we all are learning. We all done made mistakes. We all are doing stuff like that. And I kind of feel like sometimes he uses me, and sometimes I'll be looking like I'll talk to guy like regular. I really like, look, guy, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, you want me to do that? Like, I don't think, you sure? Like, you positive, you know? So I feel like he been told me to do that, because even if you look at one of my posts, when I scroll over, I've been having these ideas since last year, but I kept prolonging it, and I was just like, okay, Bri, you just need to just put it out. You know, the worst thing that people say is they just don't rock with it, but it's just like, my whole thing was, I call myself Billionaire B, and it's more so like a mindset thing, like, in order for you to really touch $1 million, $1 billion, 100,000, however much you're trying to get, you have to have the right mindset to get there. You get what I'm saying? Because I kind of feel like we all have millionaire ideas, and if your mind is not right, you're not gonna be able to sustain where you're trying to go or what you're trying to do in this next season. You get what I'm saying? So that was the first thing, and I'm big on writing stuff out, like what I told you before, like. Get it out your head. That's the first step. Like, we got all these ideas, and we be like, oh, y'all remember that? You is not going to remember that. We are constantly surrounded by so much information daily. Social media by itself is a lot. So, you got the news. You got the Ukraine war. It's just so much unnecessary stuff going on. So, it's like, write it out. After you write out your ideas, like how you said, you're fasting. I think that's great. Sometimes you need a fast. Sometimes you need to just take a detox, you know, like, it's not always food. Sometimes mentally, like, put your phone on do not disturb for a week after 7 p.m. or something like that, and spend time with yourself. You know, like, whatever that looks like differently for everybody. Is that reading your word, get on a Bible plan? Is that just taking a nap? I don't know. Do whatever is best for you, and just start writing stuff out. And it's really self-guided, so it's like, how do you feel today? And whatever you don't feel like writing, just skip through the pages. That's what I do. You know, I'm not making you do anything that you don't want to do, but it's certain things that's helped me, and I'm a witness because I've accomplished things. Every time I say I'm going to do something, I get it done. You know what I'm saying? And some of that is with that execution, like getting it out my head and really just executing. I think that's the whole thing of that journal, is to execute. Because we all got ideas. Everybody got a dream. Even if you work in a job you hate or something, at the back of your head, you have a dream. Think about your dream right now. I'm pretty sure you think about it right now. You get what I'm saying? You have that dream, so what are you going to do to execute?
5 million views.
Like
and subscribe.
You got
That's how we going to get that dream.
And the power of the tongue is so real. So whatever you want, make sure you speaking life over yourself. And the people you have in your circle, if they not speaking life over you, you need to boot them out. Bye.
If you get a boot, just know.
If you're not adding no value to me, why are you around?
100%.
Get out. Like, no, I don't care. Put it on your mirror. Listen to some Nipsey. I don't know. Whatever that looks like for you, do what's best for you, and make sure you're speaking over yourself. Even, I don't care what your bank account look like. I don't care if you got 1 subscriber. I don't care. Speak life over yourself. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Okay?
The most important thing she said, like, do what works for you. So a lot of people think only one way is the way to get it done, but I mean, shit, you gotta do what works best for you, and that's how you're gonna be successful. So like, I fuck with that 100%.
You said a lot of good things.
For real.
Are
Are you a life coach as well?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know the answers. I just figured it out at the end of time.
That's all you need is the truth. That's it.
And so since we do have a black woman on this show today, we always have our interpretations of how we feel black women should do certain things. And so since we have a black woman here, we actually want to ask some questions. And so in what ways do you believe black women can assist black men with their mental health issues?
That's a great question. I would definitely say one thing that I'm learning is listen more. I feel like sometimes with women, we're so quick to speak or say our side or get our point across, where it's just like, no, be quiet. Let him say however he feel. And I think that's another reason why I'm so big on black men's mental health, because y'all have this persona, I have to be so strong, I have to do this, or you always putting others before your own needs. And it's just like, it doesn't have to be like that, you know. Like, as black women, I feel like we can listen more. I feel like we can I always tell my guy counterparts or just people I know, like, or even if I'm dating, like, I'm not your enemy. You know what I'm saying? We're 2 different individuals coming together trying to understand each other. So it's gonna be some conflict. However, what are we doing? Like, what's the end goal? Are we compromising? Okay, well, if you're telling something to me and you're letting down that wall, I need to be sensitive, or I need to make sure I'm listening. I don't need to be on my phone, or okay, yeah, I don't need to blow you off because you already may be getting that from somewhere else, or you may be used to that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to make sure I'm fully tuned in. So we having a conversation. I don't care if you telling me about your day. I try to make sure I'm aware, and I'm not perfect, you know, because my phone be going on. I'll be like, okay, no, because I would want that same respect back. You know, it's respect at the end of the day. So I try to make sure I'm giving that person the same respect, or even if it's just a friend, or if a family member call me, I try to make sure I make time. If I know I'm unavailable at the time, I say, let me finish what I'm doing, and everything is communication. Let me finish what I'm doing right now, and then I'm gonna hit your line back, so that way we can talk. And I'm not gonna even say no. I'm gonna just let you say what's on your mind, say what's on your chest, like K Camp. What's on your mind? So look, what's on your mind? So talk to me, you know. But I feel like with women, we have to provide that safe place for men to be able to open up, because really, men, y'all don't really be open up like that.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta really trust or really rock with that person. Not even just a woman that you're dating or in tune with. Even friendships. Friendships with the opposite sex, like you have to. It's the trust building thing on both ends. But majority of the time, what I've noticed, and I work with men, you know, and I'm surrounded by men all the time. I'm constantly learning. Some stuff is good stuff, some stuff is not so good. But that's up to me to kind of discern like what's best, you know. But
how do you deal with that? Like with you working with so many men, how do you deal with that? Because I know not every man has the best intentions.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you deal with that?
For sure.
Yeah, one thing about it, I have a very great discernment. So even before, especially when it comes to business deals, like I try to pray over it before I get into it. Like if I know I have a new client, or I try to make sure I'm setting up the proper safety things or whatever, because guys can be really creepy. So I try to make sure I for one, make sure I put myself in a good predicament, and I try not to make sure I'm coming across as too friendly or too overly excited and stuff like that, because men can get the wrong perception, you know. And then on top of that, I'm a woman. I'm attractive, so you know, like I'm very straightforward to the point. Like this is what it is. This is what it's not. Like we're here for this and nothing else. And I think. I mean, y'all can put me, y'all are men. I feel like guys know if they can, like, slide up in it, you know, or not.
We definitely know, for
girls,
sure.
Guys gonna push.
Yeah, they gonna push.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line, because men will be like, okay, you know what, she's playing coy. Okay, you know what, she want me to really lay it on a little bit thicker. You know what I mean? Like, that's how some cats interpret it. You know, you have some dudes who can read between the lines. I'm not saying that's few and far between, but you have some dudes who are persistent and that'll know when their persistence is coming off as
for sure.
Right now, I don't come off as like a principal, because you know, like I don't do that. But at the same time, I mean, you still gotta reel them in with a little charisma, but not too much. Like I'm stern, straight to the point. I'm like, okay, what type you got to get? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mix money with my honey, so you gotta choose.
Hey,
so,
how long? Money with the honey. How long?
That phrase is in the book too. Everybody.
Money with the honey.
I don't mix money with my honey, so you're either one or the other. So if I have a honey, then baby, we here strictly for money. So I got nothing else. I got nothing else to talk about, okay?
And on that one, I agree with that.
I agree with it.
Man, we have been really tapping in.
Man.
Billionaire V is not playing. You know what I'm saying? We should have had you on the show a long time ago.
$1 billion game. For sure.
I hope y'all taking notes.
I know that.
We recording it so we can take it in. We're gonna watch film. Take notes on it.
I'm gonna go back and spin it back. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about
Pass this around. All the women that need to hear this.
Women entrepreneurs.
Look, I didn't even get too deep into that.
Hey, man.
Yeah, because sometimes women be like, you supposed to be on my side. I'm like, I ain't on
You said they need to listen. I know they cut it off. They gonna cut it off.
You said they
I need to
cut
do
it
what?
Girl, anyways.
I still buy the book.
She just saying like, she there was some.
I know, that's exactly it. I'm like, no, we do need to listen sometimes. It's not always about us.
I like what you were saying, like, and just like the direction, especially talking about like black male mental health, and just like wanting to tap in deeper into that, you know, and just the how do I say, nuances of
Yeah.
mental health.
You don't want to use no regular words.
And so we're going to tap a little bit deeper, okay? We got three kings we better talk about here that have been dealing with some personal mental health issues and also just personal civil issues, just drawing a line in the sand as what I will and will not accept as a human being.
Yeah.
Okay, so first and foremost, Kyrie Irving dropped a 50 ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Went nine for a 12 from 3. Okay. Went completely stupid against Charlotte. Do you feel me? Okay. Now we know that Kyrie has been dealing with some issues. Okay, with him not being able to play in Brooklyn right now because he won't take the vaccine. But does it just show what the potential could be for the Nets?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just shows like, does it make Kyrie selfish that he doesn't want to take this vaccine, or is it understanding of him? Like, do you empathize with him, like taking a stand, saying I'm not gonna take this, but if I can play other places, you know what I mean? Like,
I stand behind Kyrie, no shot from Irving, bro. You feel me?
Because
at the end of the day, bro, everybody has their own opinion. I'm not vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? I have my own reasons. So it's like, he picked that. He said he wasn't going to get vaccinated. He stood on that. You can't be mad at a man for standing on his principles. It's an option at the end of the day. So he's made the sacrifice. He does make the sacrifice when he's not allowed to play. So you can't be mad at him for not being vaccinated. I think I support him. Stand on what you believe in.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
I'm gonna back up with that. Principle is everything to me. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So I feel like him being able to play at a high level, although all this adversity is standing up against him, like, it just shows what type of caliber of player he is. You can really build a franchise around that type of leadership, because there's some people that'll get washed away with the system. You know what I'm saying? And they'll lose all their morals, they'll lose all their principles, and they're not capable of leading nobody to the unforeign land. You know what I'm saying? So I support Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? As long as he's doing his thing and he keep on producing, I think that him being able to stand up to the NBA is breeding so many more leaders, you know what I'm saying, that's not in the NBA, but also in college, in high school, that's looking up to the game and trying to figure out, like, dang, do I want to give my whole life over to this system, or do I want to stand on these values?
Say that.
For sure.
Hey, man, I don't think there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. And I am vaccinated, and I still don't believe there's nothing wrong with what he's doing, because he's still risking his life every day out there. Even going all to other places, he can risk getting COVID. Risk getting sick and passing it on to his family and friends. You know what I mean? So him still doing it, I don't believe he's selfish. I mean, at this point, you still playing. You might as well just go and get that money. They might as well let him play in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
at this
you know what I'm
point.
saying?
You know what's interesting? They actually just had something, where the mayor, the mayor lifting the mandate. So now, say Kyrie was just a fan, he can go into Madison Square Garden, and not have to wear a mask, and not to be vaccinated at all. But since he's playing, he is of a professional stature. He has a job there. Now he has to get vaccinated due to his job. But if he was just a fan, so now they're trying to argue that with the NBA, like, boy, that doesn't.
It don't make sense.
There's more people in the stands than on the court.
They cough too.
And they look retarded at this point. They look stupid as fuck at this point, just to be honest with you, because it's like, so he can be a fan and come watch.
I think COVID
but
is
he
stupid,
can't
period.
play. You know what I'm saying? They've lifted the mandate. At this point, it just seems petty.
And if you want to wear your mask, wear your mask. If you want to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. I do not have a preference. Just make sure you're being safe and consider others. Like, if you're not vaccinated, then don't just be places, being frivolous with yourself and with other people's health.
Talk about it.
At the end of the day, man. And so so speaking of health, okay. Calvin Ridley, Atlanta Falcons, he took a sabbatical. He took a sabbatical last season, said that he was stepping away from football to check on his mental health, to make sure he was good. He played at Alabama, so I'm sure he has taken some big hits, and actually, I don't know if he was Offensive Rookie of the Year. He may have been Offensive Rookie of the Year. Don't quote me.
Can we fact check?
Yeah, hey, can we fact check that? We may have been Offensive Rookie of the Year. But nonetheless, though, took a sabbatical from football. While taking the sabbatical, he bet a total of $1,500 on several games. Gambling, legal gambling technically, but gambling nonetheless. He also bet some of that money on the very team he played for, which is a conflict of interest, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? And so he's been suspended indefinitely until after next year's Super Bowl. So with him taking his time out, saying like, hey, I wanted to focus on myself, him going into then gambling, which is $1,500. I don't think that's a gambling problem. I'm sure he has millions, so I'm sure he could have gambled a lot more than that. Right? And so where do you stand with this? Is one with him taking that stance? Like, what do you think of a cat stepping away from the NFL for a year not getting paid
Yeah.
after your second season, and then 2, what do you think of just like his suspension and him taking that stance?
I think that shit bullshit.
Yeah.
Speaking for Women History Month, I've seen them give a lot lesser charges to dudes who've had domestic violence issues.
Say that.
So I think that's bullshit, complete bullshit in that sense. So when it comes to gambling, I can understand where it would be a conflict of interest because it's not about his issue specifically, whether he put a little bit of money on the Falcons or put a little bit of money anywhere else. If somebody else does it, you get what I mean? They're making him the example. Because if somebody else does it to where they are doing what he does, they could use his case as an argument. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, well, shit, you didn't do nothing to Calvin Ridley. So it just shows overall how the NFL really feels and looks at things.
Yeah.
Because they showed, it's about money. It's affecting money now. It's gambling.
Yeah.
So we're going to make an issue about this.
Yeah.
But when it's about safety and health, you know what I mean? Like I said, domestic violence, they're not really doing too much until they're pressed about it. So it's just, I think that shit's real ugly on their behalf, honestly.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, bro. It seems like these big platforms, and whenever a player wants to showcase his individuality, it's always a problem. You know what I'm saying? This man took a step away from a game that he loved. You know what I'm saying? And y'all cut his money. How do y'all expect ends to meet? You know what I'm saying? And it's 1,000 ways to make money, but if you're not playing, shit, you can bet on your team, you can bet against your team, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, it's your money.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like that's not a conflict of interest because he plays for them, understands their system, understands the teams that they're playing against? So do you not think that
it's like insider trading, bro? That's unfair advantage. That's what I feel like.
I'm just saying.
But you got to think about the people that actually watch sports. They just as knowledgeable on the game as he is. You know what I'm saying?
What about when you get fucking group chats when you're like, this nigga not
He's
playing or this nigga's
in-house.
hurt? He's in house, bro. He
Yeah.
gets like information. You get what I'm saying? It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
They get film on these cats.
You gotta think about it. We get film on when we play football against people. We get all that same information. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't dictate the game. You know what I'm saying?
We're not gambling against them either.
I just feel like, you know, if it's your money, you know what I'm saying? If it was illegal, the person that let him put the money down shouldn't let him do it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day is if it's my money, I'm gonna do what I feel, especially if I don't have a solid source of income. Like I gotta do what I gotta do. And I don't see nothing. $1,500, that's not nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
what he's making.
You feel me? So it's like at the end of the day, it probably was just something that trial and error. He was just like, all right, well, I can make a few dollars off this. I can see where the conflicts and interest go in because you are a player. You know, you do abide by certain rules, but I don't know what the obligations were whenever he decided to step away from the game. You know what I'm saying?
It was in their contract. It's in their contract.
Okay.
He's on the morality clause.
Yeah, he's on that contract. So we don't want to get too deep into this without asking our inaugural woman, female queen here. What do you think about this? Just having a little basis of what's happening here. What do you think about the situation?
What's his name? Calvin Ridley?
Calvin Ridley, yeah.
That, I don't know. But the Kyrie Irving, I definitely feel like he should be able to play even without the vaccine, like what y'all was kind of saying. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like the whole COVID thing, it's really tricky. But people that is vaccinated was still getting sick, you know. So it's just kind of feel like, why can't he play? You know, why let him do one thing but he can't do the other? It's just like either you gonna stick to one thing and it's no all across the board, or just let him play. Like it's like I feel like sometimes they like to pick and choose what they allow people to do. Like I'ma bend the rules for you, but with this, nah, like no, like pick a side, like no or yes. If you letting him do this, you might as well just let him suit up and get your backpack. Come on, get on the bus. Come on.
That's what it's there for, the hoop.
Corey Cherry, where you at, G?
With the suspension thing, man, honestly, bro, I think it's just because he was gambling. I don't know if it was because he went to go take a mental health break or not. So I feel like with you, bro, I mean, if it's your money, do what you want, but it's been a lot of players that have done crazy gambling. Jordan was a crazy gambler. They ain't do nothing to him. Yeah. So.
Hey, man, we don't talk about Jordan.
But I mean, I feel like they just pick and choose when they want to have power and when they don't. But I think it's just because he gambled and he was gambling on his team is why they want to suspend him. Yeah. I feel like they just maybe a few games, but like you say, bro, it's been
indefinitely though. Like that, and they raised it to 17 games, and so you ain't missing just like your customary 14
Yeah,
games,
regular
12
season.
game
You weren't
yeah,
point
17
shaving.
games,
You know what I'm saying? That's why I just think they handled it. I understand it's wrong. Wrong is wrong. Right is right.
Right.
They didn't do that to Bill Billionaire.
You know, and I'm
the Patriots.
and I'm gonna always go to this. Ben Roethlisberger, future Hall of Famer, had 2 rape allegations.
Talk about it, bro.
Talk
about it.
Did not miss a game.
Talk
Chad Wheeler, who you alluded to, played for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Left tackle, beat his black African American girlfriend nearly to death. Did not. No, he was suspended. Was able to play every game this season. He was suspended maybe 3 games.
Yeah.
Play, you know what I mean?
Bro, they did Adrian Peterson when he gave his son a whooping.
He whooped his son with a switch. I done been touched with a minion switch.
Man, I done been touched with things I didn't even
been
touched
with
with
a
tree.
I didn't even know you. Bro, I didn't even know you could. That was a law.
Yeah.
I'm about to call my mama in a minute.
And I like what you said, man. It just shows, just like you said, that lack of value. You know, and not even necessarily for the black experience, but this is 75% of your business. These African Americans who are here running and gunning and killing themselves, CTE, who are going through these measures.
Yeah.
You understand? Are your business, and so for you to just be like, okay, you know what? You suspended indefinitely. That's $1,500. This cat made $4.2 million since he's been in the league. Could have made a lot more than that. So that's all I'm saying. It's different if he was like he dropped 100 racks. Yeah. You know how Drake beat Betty, but it wasn't that situation though. So man, I think just keep the main thing. He should miss some games, but because it is in a contract. But at the end of the day, I don't think he was doing anything immoral.
Yeah.
You know, it was a little bit of conflict of interest, but we're just gonna leave it. We don't leave that.
Leave first thing.
Man, Rusty Brody Westbrook. Okay, Rusty Westbrook, man, has been receiving death threats. Hey, we're not. Hey, brother, we are here to uplift these kings today. We are uplifting kings today, brother.
That's the
okay.
Ace in the space.
So, man, and this brother receiving death threats. You don't call him Westbrook.
That has nothing to do with it.
That had nothing to do with it.
I'm talking about his basketball game right now. I ain't talking about his basketball.
That's a typo in the overview.
So check this out. So we kind of got a double-layered question here. One, he's receiving death threats to his family. Okay, and so what does this mean? You know, as far as just his stint with the Lakers. You know, as far as just his legacy goes. As far as just how he's handling the situation, the accountability. You know, what he's held, the standard he's held up to. Yeah. I'm gonna say straight up. When you think of like fans, and you think of entertainers, and you think of these athletes, these major athletes, they're held to a higher standard than anyone else.
100%.
If they ever decided to make a death threat or anything else of that sort, they would be held accountable to the full extent of the law. I would assume. Sure. People can make death threats against you or your family online, and we have a URL, we know where you're at, but they can just get away with it. It's not okay. Yeah. You know, I do understand you being a passionate fan. I understand you wanting to, voice your opinion, but at the end of the day, this is somebody's well-being. He's doing this for his livelihood. Yeah. You ought to feel the need to threaten him because he's having an off season. Yeah. He's not a champion, but Melo's not a champion either, but we praise him. No, he's had off years. He's been out the league for a couple of years, came back, made a resurrection. So I just think you got to give this man some grace. Allow him to find himself. But I don't think it's fair for what's happening. I don't think he should be with the Lakers. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, don't use Carmelo only because Carmelo don't go and he ain't never went to no team and disrespected their team. You know what I mean? Like when they ask him, he ain't never been like sat in the chair and like, well, it's other champions that ain't as happy as I am. Yeah, I'm good where I'm doing. Yeah, because you making money. Yeah. But the Lakers, you on a passionate team, bro. This is a championship team. You can't go over there with that kind of attitude, bro, and playing the way you playing. Yeah. I'm not saying that he should be receiving the death threats, but play better, bro.
Corey got the burner.
Hey,
receiving the death threats. We know this.
Bro, you got to think, bro. I worked at a call center, bro. Nobody gonna really freaking kill you, bro. I worked at Spectrum, bro.
Hey, that's what I said. Niggas will definitely slide.
No, for real. I draw my address at a few call centers, bro.
Thanks.
It happens,
people gonna do that, bro. And I'm like you say, you in the public eye now, bro. We gonna be in the public eye one day. People gonna say something crazy to us if we fall down. You know what I'm saying? But make our podcast better. We can't be sad. We know what's gonna happen. Yeah. We know. You know what I'm saying? You know what came with this. Yeah.
I think I don't know, bro. It's a tricky situation, bro, because people are really sliding for real. So it's like you get at a point, or you protecting yourself, or you know what I'm saying, or you protecting like everything that you work for. And I think it's like the fans are having too much power over these athletes nowadays. You know what I'm saying? They're letting fans throw stuff on the court, you know what I'm saying, and getting away with it. They getting just kicked out the game and stuff like that, and they're not really protecting the players anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the main thing, because back in the day, you know what I'm saying, a fan got disrespectful, they was in the stands with it.
Ron
You know,
Artest.
exactly. So you got to think about it. Whenever they react off of those emotions, then they're seen to be the bad guy. They're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, handle it as a business. But at the same time, if this is your system, you know, you want to protect the people that's a part of your system. And, you know, everybody have slumps. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have record-breaking seasons and stuff like that. And some people, we need more encouragement than beating us down. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for a lot of people to beat this black man down instead of uplift him up. You know what I'm saying? Imagine having to, you know, having a bad game and then getting online, people saying, I'm finna go after your mama. I'm finna go after your, you know what I'm saying? So that doesn't make that mental battle any easier.
I
You know
wouldn't
what I'm
want to
saying?
win for y'all motherfuckers either. Y'all
Exactly,
my
you know what I'm
family.
saying?
Just be honest with you.
I'm saying a bad game. This man that had multiple.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
it's a part. It's a part of it though. You know what I'm saying? He also had MVP seasons. You know what I'm saying? He also had record-breaking seasons where he had the most triple doubles. You know what I'm saying? So like this is a great athlete that's just having a slump right now, and we can see it as that, or we can, you know what I'm saying, hold him accountable to like playing better. But just because you tell somebody to play better, don't mean that they're gonna start making shots. You know what I'm saying? So the threats don't help the situation at all.
Yeah, but you think he the only one in the league that's ever got? LeBron didn't went through crazy. KD didn't went through crazy. Kind of stuff.
That don't make it right though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
That
that's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
make it right.
But yeah, no. Bria, what you think?
No, I was gonna say I think everybody process and deal with like stress and all that differently too. And I think it's easier said than done to say this person did this person did this, but you only truly know how you will handle it until it happened to you.
Yeah.
Like when you always got the media looking at you, always criticizing you, because let's be honest, everybody gonna, when you up, you got the bandwagons, you know, you got all that.
Talk about it.
But when you at your lowest of the low, or you really going through stuff and you really not really there, like that's when it seems like it's coming and coming and coming. You get what I'm saying? So, like what you said, I think have more grace, and I definitely agree with you. Like the fans is out of control. I think they need more accountability. Like they need to be held to a different accountability on certain things that they do, because like what you said, like if this is the people that's bringing in the money for your team or organization or whatever like that, like if it was me, like I'll make sure my players got therapy sessions weekly. You know, like have they took the time out? That ties back into the mental health. Have you took the time out to see why he playing the way he playing? You get what I'm saying? Maybe something that he may not feel comfortable to share, you know, because maybe if he do share it or try to do like a press conference, he gonna be on the shade room because he shared a tear, and everybody like, oh, look at him because he cried.
Turn to a meme.
Now he's soft.
Now
He's a
he
meme.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's tough. It's tough being in this generation of social media anyway, but especially for men. Like I kind of feel like women, we can get on the internet and we can cry, and they like, oh. But if one of y'all get on the internet, they like, oh, here.
No, 100%.
Viral.
You get what I'm saying?
So that was crazy. So like, there's 2 points I kind of want to add to this, because you made an amazing point, and you made an amazing point earlier. We were on the phone, and I'm gonna like throw this to you just because I want the people to hear this. Yeah. And you made an amazing point too. Russell Westbrook is from California.
No, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, please.
So Russell Westbrook is from California, bro. So you have to think like players get ridiculed all the time, right? He's at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're not safe at home, where are you safe at? You feel me? He's been ridiculed in Oklahoma. He's been ridiculed at different places, but like when you're getting this hate from home, bro, it hits a little bit different. You know what I mean? Especially when they're spotlighting your family. So that's why I feel like it's hitting a little bit closer, and he feels a type of way about it. Because when he first got the news that he was going to LA, it was like, oh yeah, homecoming.
It's lit.
It's lit. It's homecoming. Whoop-de-whoop. But then that was overshadowed by. Nah, for real though. But nah, that was overshadowed by, you know what I mean? Like shit, him breaking shots, airballing shots, playing inefficiently. So like once he did that, it's like shit. The place you loved and you grew up in, you can't even go back there. That's your safe space. You don't even have a safe space anymore. Yeah. You can't even be at home and have a safe space because that's the home team. So I think it's hitting him a little bit different, even though he's on that professional platform. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, like I think a fan needs to remember how to separate that. When it comes to I'm gonna threaten this fan, like let's keep it basketball.
These folks are still human, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's keep it. It's a regular person. Let's keep it basketball. Like trade them. Say trade them. You know what I'm saying? But like family death threat, that's too much. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think social media for sure, just the media have given people a platform to just be even. I know it's not a way, but be even more faker.
We make words up here. It's cool.
Like, I'm like, because it's just like, if you think about it, like, even if you get on like Twitter or if you read the comments, it's like somebody who don't have a profile picture or got like 67 followers. It's like fake pages, you know, burner pages or whatever like that. So it's just like, I kind of feel like social media has given people that platform to just, instead of doing it from their own page, they doing it from a fake page. You know what I'm saying? Versus like back in the day when we didn't have social media, I feel like you was more open to keep stuff to yourself because you didn't have nowhere to hide behind or you know, like express yourself. So I don't know. That's difficult. I feel like everybody want to be successful until you get to that point. And you start, I don't know, because people they'll drag you. Like, this cancel culture.
But at the same time, just looking at everything, where does a black man really have a safe space, though? Because, you know, you looked at the head of your household by your woman. You need to make sure you're a provider. You need to make sure you're strong. You looked at to your friends, like, hey, you don't cry, you don't fold, you don't do anything. So where do they really have that outlet to even be, you know, to even communicate? Because if you do communicate and show vulnerability, they'll make you a meme these days, especially if you are on that platform.
Right.
So what do you think?
I'm trying to figure it out by having conversations with men like y'all, like really just listening, trying to figure out what is the needs and the wants that y'all need. Like, or sometimes I just ask guys, like, what do you think about this situation? Or what do you think about this? Just kind of trying to feel it out, because sometimes guys not going to really directly tell you what they need. You know, it's like you kind of got to work your way around it. But I guess that's where I come in. That's where I'm trying to build that safe place. In addition to like the fashion, like I really love that, but I think my true purpose is, one of it is the Men Matter too, and that's something that I got last year, and I really just been like really like praying and really just, you know, trying to seek to make sure if this is what I really want to do, because this is a very heavy project, and like something that I'm trying to create. I'm trying to create a safe place for men to be able to heal, grow, and learn, and those are my 3 pillars. Like, I feel like a lot of men, especially like growing up, you may not see healthy ways to cope to certain things, or you may have not gotten love or whatever. Everybody's story is different, you know, but that trickles down as you get older. If you don't know how to confront or deal with that trauma, you know, that ties into your personal relationships, your romantic relationships. Same with women too, but I kind of feel like my niche is men, and I kind of feel like too, even as a woman, it's kind of always about women. Like, we have an International Women's Month, Black History Month. It's
Valentine's Day just ended.
It's like Black History Month. It's about both of us, but it's still gonna be about women too. You know, so it's just like, that too. So it's just like, when do guys really have time to like learn, heal, and grow? You know, like my whole thing with this is just provide a safe place. Like, even if you want to do it anonymously, like. Just to grow, and the whole page, like, I'm like networking and teaming up with different people around like the city, because I mean, I would like this to be like a worldwide thing.
It
but
will be worldwide.
It will.
Yeah, it will. Yes, come on, Patterson.
Hey man,
but it's just like, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. No, I'm about to say, I have to start locally. I have to look at my backyard. My backyard is Dallas, you know. So like, using this, like, what can I do to make these guys feel comfortable, you know, like a red table talk? Is this something we getting together to see, like, as a woman, what can we do? You know, I think, like I said, it's always kind of about women. You know, women, what someone walk and say, girls need love too, but guys need love too. You know, like, y'all need a little love, y'all need a little TLC too, you know, but it's just like the right way, you know, like, not, like, even with my mentees, like, telling them, like, giving a guy love is not your body, you know, like,
for sure.
Really stimulating them spiritually. That's the biggest. Mentally and emotionally. You know, physically, that's last. You know, because if you just give yourself as a woman physically, I mean, you still ain't no substance. At the end of the day, you know, you might want to do what he do with you, but then after that, if you ain't providing no substance, which is spiritually, mentally, and emotionally.
Sustenance.
Oh my God, are y'all taking
notes?
Well, I'm trying.
Women take
I
notes.
don't know if y'all see us. We
need a lot of subtitles.
I've been looking at her the whole time.
Like, Jesus.
No, you talking. Take your time, baby.
But yes, I want to offer those resources. Like, I'm partnering up with different therapists, like even my own therapist, like partner up with them to see, like, I don't want, especially when it comes to mental, emotional, like, therapy, I want, and it's my Men Matter Too is strictly for men of color, predominantly black men, because that's
too.
where. And focusing on gun violence, I go back to my nonprofit that I'm been doing for my dad. Like, that ties into mental health. Like, even with COVID, before COVID, men, especially black men, the suicide rate is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Because what is it? A lot of guys just don't feel like they are needed or valued or loved, and you know, sometimes that can be draining as a woman. You know, like, I'm like constantly trying to pour into guys that I'm really close to and stuff like that. That could be draining, but at the same time, I know this is my mission, not to take on your baggage, but to help you unpack it and realize, like, you are valued. You know what I'm saying? If you keep hearing it, like I said at the beginning, if you keep hearing it enough, then you're going to start believing it. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I tell all my men in my circle, whether I'm dating you, guy, friend, uncle, I always say you're black, brilliant, and beautiful. Yeah. Like, you don't. Beautiful is not just for women. You know, you're black, brilliant, beautiful. Anything you put your mind to,
I know I'm beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad that y'all said that. So, like, that's the thing. We might not have no, because we have a couple of questions. You answered all of our answers. We jumped ahead a little bit as we go. So, like, okay, so we do not have a whole lot of time left, apparently. So we're going to go ahead and just slide into the last couple of questions. It is all good in the hood here. So, whenever we talk about why black men feel reluctant to open up about their mental health, you know, I think it comes to a situation where black men have to choose their battles. You know, we can't always say what we're feeling. And why is that? Because we don't know. We worried about the bills. We need to be worried about our woman. We're enough being worried about just like being safe in everyday life and not getting shot by black men or by the police. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it is a situation where black and black crime is prevalent. You know, and also just to add to her point, just the suicide rate has almost doubled with us. You know what I mean? And everybody say safe place.
Safe place.
And so we need a safe place. We need somewhere that we can feel comfortable. We need somewhere where we can go out and just say what we feeling, whether it be on paper, whether it be through your expressions or emotions. You know, whether it be through you making beats. I think that we as black men don't have those outlets. It's few and far between, because you do have some cats who are dope, you know, like, I'm fortunate I have my poetry. You have your creativity, he has a comedy, you know, so it's like everybody's tapping into different outlets, great, but not all black men are that, you know, are that fortunate to come into that space. And so I just think like whenever we're thinking about that, fellas, get yourself a hobby outside of your business, outside of, like, you be an entrepreneur, like I paint, I was a painter before I was a poet. You know, and so, like, find yourself something you can pour yourself into, you know, and uplift yourself, you know. And so I'm like, what y'all think about that?
What do you do besides, you know what I'm saying, besides designing? What do you do just to relax?
I'm very spiritual, bro. I feel like a lot of times as men, as black men especially, we get so focused on impressing the world that we don't impress ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing we should do when we wake up in the morning is look in the mirror and say, God made me whole. You know what I'm saying? And I'm right where I need to be, because trials and tribulations are a part of the process. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to endure all this weight because we're built to carry it. You know what I'm saying? So, not saying that it's not okay to get overwhelmed, because it is a lot that goes on that you can't express. And then when the moment that you feel vulnerable and you express this to somebody, they see it as a weakness. But you got to understand that's a part of the trials and tribulations. So it's like a part of learning how to trust people around you, but also learning how to trust yourself, so that if the message is misguided, you still rooted. You know what I'm saying? So main thing really being to me is just like, you know, God made me whole. God made me whole. So regardless of the time that I don't follow through with other people's expectations, I'm still where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the pressure that I endure, I always be like, man, you should have did this. You know what I'm saying? You need to do that. You need to do this. And I be like, nah, I need to do what my assignment is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever my spirit feels me, that's what fulfills me. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes me happy. But a lot of times we stretch ourselves so thin trying to make the wife happy, make the girlfriend happy, make the kids happy, make the homeboys happy. You know what I'm saying? Make the girl at the club happy. So now we're trying to make all these people happy without pouring into ourselves first thing when we wake up in the morning. So just mentally preparing myself for the day and just kind of like pouring into myself before I even need anybody pour into me. That's what kind of like gets me ready for the day. So that way I'm ready to like uplift my brothers and kind of like give them that safe space, because you know, it's hard to find people that you can really express yourself to that'll actually just keep that information to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will see that moment and they'll be like, man, hey, bro, did you hear about Doug? Like, hey, say he short $5 on the tab. You know what I'm saying? I have to pay for him. And then you got those people that never say nothing about it. That give you faith in other people. But just because people do you wrong don't mean lose faith in them. You know what I'm saying? You just got to polish up your faith in general.
100%. Oh, that's good. Oh, bro. This is real. This is a real story. Basically, like, kind of off of what you were saying, I feel all I had was me at one point.
Okay.
When one time I lost my girlfriend, my car, and my job all at the same time.
That Holy Trinity right
Bro,
there.
all at the same time. So I had to feel like, hey, all I got is me. It wasn't nobody coming to check on me. Nobody. So I was like, damn, I gotta find something else to take my mind off of this.
Yeah.
So that's when I got into poetry. I rapped for a little bit, and I found comedy. So I do believe, man, you at the end of the
You
term,
a rapper, bro?
I rapped a little bit.
Hold on, little freestyle.
Nah,
Don't say the AP freestyle.
Bring your shit up.
APP
I
freestyle.
got you, bro. I got you. But yeah, man, I feel like at the end, bro, you gotta take time to yourself, man. You gotta love yourself before you can be in love or love anybody else, or take care of, like you say, trying to please everybody is impossible.
Yeah.
You was a drill rapper?
I see. I ain't like a cake count. Like I see like a cake count.
So as black men, what is y'all version of loving yourself?
I mean, for me, I do my best to emulate women just because I'm fortunate to have 3 sisters. You know, I have a tribe of female friends, and I just see how they pour into themselves, how they like literally intentionally make time for themselves and prioritize themselves because at times nobody else has or will. And so you have to literally make that time and okay, well what do I need?
Yeah.
You know, like what do I need to make my body right? What do I need to like pour into my spirit? What do I need to enlighten my mind? And just seeing the things that these women are pouring into themselves is something to emulate because we as men don't always take that time because we're so tunnel vision, so logical on things. We don't think emotional.
Yeah.
We don't think about our own emotions. We don't pour into those. You know, and so yeah, that's how I see loving yourself. You know, I just try and emulate that and just mimic that the best way I can.
Yeah, I do. I just try to understand myself better.
I like that.
So when I say that, I mean just like thinking about what actually went on, actually processing things instead of just being robotic with my movements, knowing I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do this. So instead of doing that, just how do you feel about what happened?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Reviewing stuff. So I'll write in my journal a lot now. You know what I mean? So I actually type in my phone and review the day. Or I'll think about the day. I'll review it while I'm chilling at the house, like before I go to sleep. I'll review what happened during the day.
Yeah.
So I'll know, okay, like, cool. Either this was a good day or this was a bad day, but this is why.
Yeah.
And I can go ahead and fix it the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And know how to process everything.
For sure.
I know what I want, man. I just kind of love. I feel like try to think more about joy. Joy feels like it's in the inside.
Yeah.
And happiness is more like about like the gifts. I try to be more joyful and past that. Just being around, really raised around all women, bro, kind of helped me know how I want to love. I guess that makes sense. So.
Yeah.
Say how you want to love.
And then for me, I mean, it's 2 things that I like to do. I like to buy myself shit because it's physical. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
If I buy myself a shirt, you know what I'm saying, I can look in the mirror and be like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm that. And then when I create, you know what I'm saying, I do art. So anytime I draw something, like, that's my perfect opportunity to like boost my head up to like where like, you know what I'm saying, if I ever seen a barrier, I was like, man, I could do fucking anything. Like, I don't know if y'all seen that video of P. Diddy where he was knocking stuff over the cabinet, but like whenever we get locked in on the creativity phase, it's a physical product. You know what I'm saying? We can lock our eyes onto it and we like, all right, damn, like it's actually we can see growth in the process. So like that just gives me turned up like to another level where I'm just like, all right, I can do anything. I can control my emotions. I can conquer the day. I can make some more money. Like whatever it is I could do, like I could grab it type deal.
Y'all, so we don't have a whole lot of time left. I need everybody, please, briefly. And when I say briefly, I mean like
My bad.
both I said no, brother. Your input is appreciated, brother. Do you hear me? Okay, so when I say briefly, I mean briefly. Give black men pointers on how they can improve their mental health. I'm just gonna let y'all know real quick. I wake up early every morning between 6 and 6:30. I read my Bible, I stretch, and I meditate. I say affirmations to myself, and I go out, stand on my balcony, and I speak to God and tell him the things that I want, the things I'm seeking, the things I'm working for, and those things come to fruition. pour into yourself. And it might seem weird at first. Pour into yourself, and you will see those things start to outpour into yourself, into you. Well, you'll see those things start to fill you up, and then overflow, should I say, into the people around you. So, bless.
I'm gonna back up with that. I'm gonna just say, pray and unlock yourself from them chains. You know what I'm saying? There's no boundary set for any of us. You know what I'm saying? Literally, the opportunities are endless. So I'm saying you can do whatever you put your mind into, and you can manifest anything you put your words into.
Take yourself out on dates, bro. There's nothing wrong with that. Take yourself out on dates and hype yourself. Basically like what Doug said, bro. You do something, if you a rapper, you write something crazy, stick on that line, just go crazy about it. Just hype yourself up. And man, treat your body with care, man.
Yeah. Work out for sure.
We're temples.
These brothers have covered it all.
Yeah.
So go on long walks, that's important. I mean, most importantly, do what works for you.
Yeah.
Do what works for you. Whatever works, do it and relax and shit. Get through the day.
Yeah. Ray, what final words do you got for the people here?
For men or just in general?
Just give the people some inspiration before we leave here.
Okay,
You've been
so
filling us up
my
today.
boss talk with Bria to end us off would definitely be more gentle with yourself. We are all learning, we're pivoting, we're growing. So allow yourself time to get there. You know, like I'm not billionaire B money wise, monetary yet.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
But mentally,
Hey.
I think like a billionaire. So be more gentle with yourself. You got this, and just trust the process.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Man,
Yeah.
we're so glad that y'all came to kick it with us today. Okay, it's the All Pressure Podcast.
Yeah.
AP.
All right, it's big episode 3. Okay, it's big Women's History Month. Okay, it's big Black woman energy happening in here. Okay, shout out to Looney Tune. Okay, she is our executive producer. Our woman behind the scenes, man. We absolutely love you. We absolutely love our Black women, man. We love our foundation, man. It's the All Pressure Podcast. Like, subscribe, man. Please follow. Leave a comment. If you look at, leave a comment, okay? Please. We're trying to get that moolah. Once again, we in A-List Studios, man. North Dallas, Texas.
And get
Peace.
y'all journals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all see it. Yes, sir.
It's just different.
It's different. I know I'm whipping different. It's different. I know I'm whipping different. It's different. I know I'm whipping different. It's different. I know I'm whipping different. Whipping like Ramsey, whipping like Gordon. Nigga, I'm nasty. Nigga, I'm Jordan. Especially